All right, we are live in the flesh. Let's go ahead and share this to our friends and family. I don't have no family I want to share this to. They don't give a fuck about my shit. You feel me? They don't give a shit. But at the family, oh, how's your thing?
How's your little thing?
How's your little podcast? Like, fuck you, dude. Oh, do you still do your little podcast? Like, yeah, for fucking 10 years now.
That's cute.
Bastards. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. You do your little, oh, you have a little podcast? Oh, that's like the new
Pod,
thing. Like,
podcast
bitch.
with your little friends.
Yeah. Oh, you're podcasting with your little buddies. You know what I mean?
Shit. Do your podcast with your little friends. That's cute. Podcast with your friends. That's cute.
Why is that the most dismissive thing when you call something little?
I don't know.
Right?
Well,
Like,
because
oh,
you're making them feel small. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're-
making people
oh.
feel small is not.
your
that's
little
the
show.
term.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Well, regardless, I make people feel small anyway. So,
physically.
yeah.
Physically, but that's different from making them feel small. You know, like actual.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me share this on our Facebook page as well. And then we can get into all the latest goings on in pop culture. I know these last couple episodes we've been not really repeating ourselves, but just going along with what's been going on these last couple days. Or the last week, I guess. Good thing it died down too. Kind of died down.
Can't suspend me. I quit.
And
What a
then
cop-out,
they
right?
banned him. And then they banned him.
And yet they still banned them for like 10 years. So,
Which is wild because, like,
You didn't think that was appropriate or what?
not. I
No?
mean,
You don't think it's
sure,
appropriate?
but so here's my thing: is like something like that for 10 years. Okay, fine, whatever, right? But they didn't do that to anyone else who's like done way worse. You know?
Way worse.
Yeah.
The Roman
it's like
Polanskis, the Harvey Weinsteins.
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. Woody Allen.
My man Roman Polanski.
That's your guy, Joe?
That's my guy,
Fucking
dog.
asshole.
Chinatown, bro.
Great movie. Great movie, by the way. You feel me?
But yeah, like Woody Allen is still, you know, I don't think he's banned from the Oscars. I don't think. I haven't heard anything about that.
Woody Allen raised a wife. Calm down, people.
Oh my god.
She wanted, like, dude. He's like, hey, I want a perfect wife. I'm gonna raise it. I'm gonna raise her to be a perfect wife. So there you go.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's
Respect.
fine.
Respect? Is that what you said?
Respect.
Respect, dog. You feel me?
Can't knock the hustle, like Jay-Z
No,
said.
we can never. No, we can never. Jay-Z went through that, so we ain't got to go through it. You feel me? So, shout out to Gab. Shout out to everyone that's watching us right now. This is a hub story. Thank you guys for watching us. We appreciate you guys. This is episode 141. We have Jay Jericho in the house, Dirt McGirt, aka Joffsimus. We got Ninja Iceberg also in the house too. We're just hopefully I think we're always going to forever talk about what happened with this whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing, especially since a lot of parties didn't even get to Chris Rock ain't talking, but his brothers are. His brothers are not having it. You know what I mean? As they should. All brothers should have their brothers' backs. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool to see. I think Chris Rock has like maybe 6 or 7 brothers, something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So Tony Rock been talking his shit.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
Chris doesn't really have to. Yes,
Mhm.
people talking for him.
And when I saw the verdict today about them, banning him for 10 years and all that stuff, I was just like, probably going to be talking about this, making fun of this until we're like old men. You know what I mean? How long have we been talking about Mike Tyson, biting somebody's ear? We were kids when that happened. So
Yeah.
we're old men now, and so to see that type of stuff going on, crazy. And we have my bestie, Leon Anselmo, in the house, right
Respect.
there.
Respect.
Thank you for that. Yes, her favorite sausage pack. So go ahead and write down in the comments, and we'll go ahead and post this stuff up here. Ninja Iceberg, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just another week.
There you go.
Nothing too crazy. I guess today was Giants and opening day, so I'm wearing the
Mhm.
Giants hat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, other than that, it's like, yeah.
Look at Jason smirk at you. You feel me? He gave you a little smirk right there.
I did because
I mean,
my
I love the A's, but
my team's a farm league, so that's why I'm smirking.
but yeah, because they're about to move to fucking Las Vegas, apparently.
No,
Oof.
that Henderson deal fell off.
Okay.
They're supposed to be in Henderson, but they backed out. So I have no idea what's going on with that.
I was gonna say, Joff, how are you? Doing good? What's
Yup.
up, Joff? What's up, Joff? How are you?
No, it's cool. Finna dance on the Lakers' graves, but everybody's doing it. So I'm like, what's the point?
Oh man.
I mean, they made the
Awesome.
playoffs, right?
Huh?
They're in the playoffs?
Nah. They didn't even make the play-in game.
Eliminated.
Oh, did they get eliminated? No, I don't know. I
They're-
haven't really been following that closely.
That's why I'm like, that's what's kind of like smirking about because they out. They done. They done.
It's awesome because Westbrook's playing awesome, and it doesn't matter.
They done.
Oh, is he
son.
playing? Is he playing awesome now?
He's playing good, but it doesn't really matter. They still lose.
Well, yeah. Well, they lost the glue, right? They lost the glue.
How my favorite player just all of a sudden the fall from grace for him was pretty substantial. You know what I mean? For somebody
Man,
like Westbrook.
I'm pretty happy because I'm like, if there's a Westbrook haters club, I'm there. I'm definitely a Laker hater fucking member. I'm there. I'm a
That's
LeBron hater. I'm there. I hate Carmelo. I'm there. I hate Dwight Howard. Look, everybody that I hate is on one team and they suck. It's like it's tasty. Like,
True.
that's why. And watching James Worthy after post game, I don't know. It's just like I don't even care. I'm petty. I don't care. I don't even care if the Warriors are doing good. I just
I
like to
mean,
see.
they're doing fine.
I just like to see suffering. These fucking Laker fans.
Agonizing suffering.
Okay, fair.
I'm there. So, yeah,
Just real quick, Jason, how are you? Good? You good?
I'm good. Just watching two of my teams being cheap as usual. So there's nothing new in that.
Well, I was gonna go back to what Joff was talking about here. Just real quick. Ninja, did you have a comment?
Well, that's part of the reason why I'm saying it's so hard to be an A's fan. Like I love the A's. I grew up watching loving the A's, but man,
Correct.
they get rid of people so fast that it's kind of like I have no idea who's on their team year to year. Hell, month to month, I have no idea who plays for them. Like I honestly cannot name one player on the A's right now.
I mean, I kind of can, but at the same time, it's like the owner has money, he just doesn't like spending. So
yeah,
it's cheap. He's a cheap ass dude, and with cheap ass owners that don't want to win, of course, your front office suffers and they start taking after him. So it's like hey, let's just trade our superstars, let's trade our Gold Glovers to different teams, get prospects back, and then when they're up for money and they're playing well, let's trade them too. So it's just a complete farm system, and it's fine for the rest of the league because hey, if we need players, we could just go call Oakland and they'll give it to us. So
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It doesn't make any sense. Like I don't understand what their plan is. I don't understand what their process is. They draft people, they pick up people, they make them decent, they make them good, they make them famous, and then boom, they're out of here. And it's like, well, I don't understand what they're doing.
I was gonna say I'm doing good, guys. In case y'all motherfuckers is wondering, I'm doing all right. No, but I got a question for you guys.
I thought we were getting to that.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, fuck, man, hold on. No, this is what I wanted to ask you guys. We were talking about the Lakers right now, just a couple of minutes ago. What was the bigger Lakers flop? Was it the Gary Payton, Karl Malone team of the past, or was it this team? Jason, let me start off with you. What was the bigger flop there?
At least that team made it to the finals. I could say that. They actually made it to the playoffs. This team is just a complete flop. You got a glass house center that can't even stay on the court. And I don't know. A lot of people call it that they have a bubble championship. It's still a championship. But yeah, of course, you got rest. At the same time, it's like they have players that can't even stay on the fucking court. So it's just
Joff being
no chemistry whatsoever.
Joff being a Lakers hater, what was a bigger flop here? Was it this current team that we just seen, or was it the Karl Malone, Gary Payton? God, I forget who else was on that team.
I think Mitch Richmond was on that team too.
Was Kobe? Kobe was on that team.
Kobe and Shaq were on that team.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. What was a bigger flop to you though, Joff?
This one's for sure because fucking they'll be getting blown out by fucking garbage ass teams and shit. It's like, dude, it's like a warm hug watching them lose.
Wow.
I gotta look, dude.
That's legit.
I paid for a league pass so I can fucking watch the Laker post game.
Oh, specifically for the lose.
And fucking
That's
James,
a hell of a price for to see suffering right there.
James Worthy, dude. Big game James, fucking prostitute, fucking respect. Got caught. Should have went to, But anyway, that's dude. He's a loss for words, dog. He was like, man, dude. And it's funny because when they thought they were turning it around, and turned out it's not. It's a mirage. It's like, oh. It's like, oh. Man.
Ninja, what about you? What was a bigger flop out of those two teams?
Probably this one. I mean, yeah, like you said, they won a championship last year, right? Or whatever.
2 years ago.
Man, that's a summer camp championship.
Yeah. Still, they
a summer league, right? Summer league.
Rec center championship or what?
Right, intramural championship.
Yeah, it's like
intramurals.
Okay,
at lunchtime.
Let's have a 6-month break in the middle of the season so all these old bastards could fucking rest.
But either way, the fact that you have such promise, such huge names, you spent all that money on getting people in. Sure, a couple of them are probably more than a couple of them are probably past their prime. They're still a really good team, but like Jay was saying, if you have no chemistry and you're just throwing people onto a team and then just expecting them to win, you can't really do that. You got 5 people on your team, and they're all expecting to be the stars. and then what do? You know, it's not easy just throwing people together. You know, you have to really want to work together. Look at the Warriors when Kevin Durant was on. You know, was on the team. You've got four people all wanting the rock, or at least all trying to be the leader, all trying to lead, and you know they all played their roles properly. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
and
Thank you, RJ.
and even though yes, they're all all stars in their own rights, right? You got your KD, you got Steph, you got Clay, you got Draymond. They're all stars. They're probably I'm pretty confident in saying that all four of them are gonna be all Hall of Famers, right? I mean that's not really a doubt, right? So you got all these huge egos on one team, and they're still performing, and then you have this team where again, yes, they won a championship not too long ago, but then you bring in more of the same kind of people. You can't expect them to just gel, right? And it's this is probably a and they don't and they got rid of their future for Westbrook. like what
You know what,
happened there?
Ninja? You brought up the Warriors right now, and when I seen this whole collapse going the last 2 weeks or whatever, the Lakers, the Warriors came to my mind, and how much I appreciate the championship teams that we had. I know a lot of people shit on KD with the way he exited out and all this stuff, yada yada yada. But what you had talked about was it's a bunch of egos that actually got to mesh together to make it work. Going back to our original question about what was a bigger flop, I actually think I think it was more of the significant flop. What Jason said earlier about the older team was they did go to the finals, right? They were able to go somewhere, but also I think maybe around that time, maybe around that time is when teams really started becoming big. Like you would never see that, like holy fuck, you got Hall of Famer Karl Malone in there. Was Steve Nash on that team too, guys, or no? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't
It
on
was
that
Gary
team.
Payton.
But,
It was Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
Right?
Yeah, I don't really hate anybody on that team.
All I'm saying is though, I think this team that we just seen, in my opinion, they were probably the more maybe athletic team, I would say. Yeah, old guys, just like what Charles Barkley likes to say, man, you got a whole bunch of old guys on the Lakers, you know what I mean? But I thought
I
they
didn't
would
even
actually advance.
call them geezers. It's just old geezers. On
Yeah,
the
he was
team.
calling them geezers, yeah, and all that stuff. So,
No,
but
but they can still play. You know, they can
yeah,
still ball. I'm not taking
Fuck.
anything away from them for that.
Street clothes, Anthony Davis.
it just totally made me though. It just totally made me appreciate the teams that we had. You know what I mean? Regardless of a lot of Warriors fans or well, maybe a lot of the bandwagon fans hate the fact that KD left and he went to go pursue his stuff. It's like, yo, the guy came over and he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Not only that though, too. I mean, you got to put some blame also on just the turmoil. You know what I mean? The chemistry that was going on because it could have been better. And I like how the last year or maybe 2 years, KD and Draymond have spoke on it. It was like, yo, it could have been handled a different way to where he
Sure.
probably would have stayed in the Bay and we would have had, we would have been the fucking Patriots of fucking basketball. You know what I mean? But then again, I do appreciate those teams, those championship teams that we had, and still, it is in my belief that the NBA is built, where a lot of teams build themselves to beat a team like Golden State. So just like what Joff said, to see somebody suffering, you know what I mean? To see a team suffering, it is. I get a sense of satisfaction there, Joff. Go ahead.
It's like a fucking hot bowl of
What? That's your comfort food?
or ramen. It's like, damn, this is good.
It is good.
Warms
It is
my
good. On a
soul.
cold winter night.
Warms my soul, dude.
Yeah, I think it's also the fact that for me anyways, not being like a LeBron fan like that, right? Like I respect him in general, I respect his game. I respect what he does off the court, in terms of community outreach and all that.
Yeah.
He's a good.
Just
He's definitely a great guy.
strictly
Definitely a
talking
great
basketball
guy.
sense. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
strictly
like sports
on the
hate.
court.
Sports hate. There you go. Sports
Yeah,
hate.
but he
Strictly
never
on the
takes care of
court.
his
F that
dad.
guy.
He never
Yeah.
took care of his
He
dad.
didn't take care of his
Yeah,
dad,
that's true.
right?
That will always be the one,
And
knock against him
yeah,
for why he will never be a Hall of Famer.
he skated on that
That's
racist
crazy.
shit that he was doing, that fucking Taco Tuesday shit.
That's crazy. He tried to
Oh,
own Taco
yeah.
Tuesday, right?
He was like,
He tried to trademark it.
no, when like he was like speaking like he was doing the Mexican accent, whatever. Taco Tuesday, like
Mm.
dude, that
Mm.
it was like, dude, this is fucking. I don't know if it's mildly racist or full racist, but he was like, he got away with it. Nobody gave him shit. So like, dog, that shit is fucked up.
It is weird not to have LeBron though in the postseason, right? Is this one of the? He just missed it. I don't remember the last time he might have missed a postseason,
A couple
but
of years
it's
ago.
yeah, it's very different that he's not here. But just like what Joff said, no sweat off my back. I'm glad, I am a Laker hater too. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I get to see that team go down in flames like it did, very cool. Although I will say, along with people because I was an OKC fan during its heyday when they were really good with KD and Russ and all that stuff. So I did invest my time and fandom of basketball into folks like Russ. So to see him kind of make history, being, a triple double king and all that stuff, I honestly thought like, hey, these guys are a shoo-in at least to get into the playoffs. They still got to see Golden State or whoever. But I was like, hey, I thought these guys were going to go far. And man, this experience, I mean, when you got everybody saying something magic, or whoever, just like, talking trash throughout the season about the Lakers, it's a good feeling. Hi, Brooke. How are you? Nice to see you out there. Brooke Reviews. Shout out to Brooke Reviews. Yeah. Any other comments, guys?
No, just. I mean this is just what happens when you mortgage your present.
Yeah,
That's
kind
kind
of
of
for
what
a
happens.
while.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, once these guys
It looks
leave
like
or
they're
start
gonna suck for a
retiring,
while.
well, yeah, what are they gonna do? I mean, unless they straight up buy players, next year, which
that's
they
the
could,
thing.
obviously.
That's the thing. They have an inherent advantage because everybody wants to play in LA. But now the Clippers are better,
Sure.
so they might play for the Clippers. But see, that's the thing that fucking LA fans don't acknowledge. They think their fucking organization is so damn good. It was like, dude,
What up,
doesn't
Charles?
like just people just want to live in LA, that play in LA, not necessarily for the Lakers.
Like even right now, like with all like the past 2 years, Golden State was just like on injury reserve, or they're just buying their time. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they still have their core, but they're also built. They're still built for the future.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can't.
like it's not like it's not like they're not gonna they're gonna be around for a while. It's more about how much money they can give to keep Jordan Poole here. That's pretty much it.
If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking about the Lakers' complete failure this season as a team. Joff is celebrating. So if you guys happen to be Lakers fans down there or LeBron James fans or whatever,
sucks to be you.
that sucks to be you. And if you have any comments, go ahead and let us know in the comments section. If you happen to be on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, we'll go ahead and put your comments or questions on the screen as well too. So yeah, go ahead.
LeBron.
Don't come in here with 17 championships. First off, 5 of them are in fucking Minnesota, so you shouldn't fucking count that. And one of them was in fucking a couple years ago was in Disney, so that doesn't count either. So
The Disney World Championship 2 years ago. Yeah.
So fucking playing with
Look,
plumbers
man.
and shit.
Look. Here's the thing. 17 championships, 25 championships. That doesn't matter, dude. We're talking about this season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Your
Boston,
previous championships mean nothing if you can't make it into the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
it's 2022. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, because motherfuckers are just like posting pictures of their banners on my feed. I'm like, that's cute.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
says
what happened in 2022, though?
Minneapolis
Yep.
Lakers on some of them. So
And yet we can always go back to like, but Boston says Boston all across the board. Yours goes from Minneapolis to Los Angeles, so that doesn't make sense at all.
You know how they have that one picture of Bill Russell looking like fucking Green Lantern with all the rings? You know what I'm saying?
when Hal Jordan went crazy?
Yeah, right. Like
Maybe parallax.
That's my immediate response, whenever I see like Lakers fans and all that stuff. I've rode with Boston, you know what I mean? Weird because I was not a Boston fan when I was a kid growing up, just because my uncles and everyone always, they're picking the Celtics over the Lakers,
my
or even the
uncle
Bulls
too.
back in the day.
My
They
uncle.
loved Boston.
I know,
So-
dude. They love. Like, I remember my uncle, dude. He was a huge fucking Bill Walton fan.
Or
And
Kevin McHale fan, huh?
I keep saying Bill Walton, Bill Walton. He even had the Bill Walton shoes and shit. I'm like, fuck.
Damn, what shoes were that? What shoes
like
were those?
white
Bill
sneakers.
Walton of all the I guess he grew up at that time, huh? Because I was gonna say of all the people to be like,
Like,
And that was
Walton.
Bill Walton on the decline already, right?
Yeah,
When he was
yeah.
on Boston. Yeah.
And this is like, when I was first getting exposed. Dude, in the Philippines, the only games they show are Boston versus LA.
Yeah.
And it was Showtime Lakers. So it's like, fuck Boston.
yeah,
I'll-
Showtime Lakers is fun. I will
I'll watch the
I admit,
Lakers.
it's fun. Yeah.
Occasionally, you'll get a Sixers or Milwaukee Bucks because fucking they're good back then. But hardly any West Coast teams. It was always only the Lakers, and then
And Jordan at the time wasn't even really on the map like that.
Yeah,
Worldwide, he wasn't really on the map like that.
no, not yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the only games that they show. Like whatever they show in the military bases that they could catch the feed, and then that's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game you watch.
Speaking real quick of Boston too, I love the fact, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It happened a little bit after the All-Star break, but KG and Ray Allen were able to settle their differences and all that stuff too. So that was kind of a cool thing right there. Again, probably one of my
The
favorite.
PGA Tour.
Oh,
PGA
they made
Tour.
up there. They made up there. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I like that they were that Kevin Durant, or not Kevin Durant, was it
Garnett.
the Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce team?
Yeah.
People used to call them the PGA Tour.
Mm.
I thought that was fun.
I really like that team. It's just the chemistry and the stuff they have to go through and all that stuff was just really, really entertaining basketball at the time. So good to see that those guys actually made up. You know what I mean? And I did not think they would. I didn't think, because KG kind of comes off as that guy that like, yo, I'm gonna hold this grudge in and all that. Even though Ray Allen was like, man, I got no problems with y'all. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ken? How are you? We're just talking a little bit about basketball. We're bearing the Lakers right now, so if you happen to be a Lakers fan, sorry, not
Smoking on that Lakers pack right now. Smoking on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Lakers
Respect
What's
to
up,
Paul
pussy?
Pierce, dog. He used the wheelchair because he shit himself.
Oh, that one game.
He acted like he got hurt. That's the urban legend. He shit himself. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
Is that urban legend that he shit himself?
he didn't want to show the Dookie stain on his
Yeah,
shorts.
that's
He was
why,
wearing
like-
white. He was wearing white.
Dark Side is in the house. He's saying, "Go Spurs, go." You know what I mean? Too bad.
what the fuck?
Too bad. SM Rumor's not here.
know.
Who was a diehard Spurs fan?
Fucking
So if you
Spurs.
ever,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Who the
Little
shout out
fuck
random.
likes
to
the Spurs?
fundamental people that like fundamental basketball love the Spurs, dude. They love the Popovich way of playing. You know,
The chest bounce pass.
Yes. Nothing fancy, you know. And if you do something fancy, you might get, you know what I mean?
They might
Pop
sit
might
you
get
down.
in your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pop will get in your ass.
Are you a
and stuff.
Bob Cousy fan
Yeah.
too?
How dare you slam dunk? You should always lay up. You should always
Yes.
lay up. How dare you slam dunk?
By the way, shout out to Tim. Shout out
Duncan?
to my man Tim Duncan. He looks like he just rents fucking Vespas or like scooters like on an island somewhere now. This guy is just
Kid don't
chilling.
give a shit.
Dreads
He don't-
out.
He
You know
don't
what I'm
spend his
saying?
money, man. He don't spend his money. He
Nah.
shops at Walmart.
It looks like it's laundry day for him every day. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah.
chilling. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. When they showed him during the 75th ceremony, you know how some people that weren't there, they were just waving, you know, to fake people, you know, and the way that Tim Duncan looked like he works at a resort, you know, renting out scooters, you know, in Hawaii or wait, no, where is he from? The
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands. There you
Yeah.
go. You know.
He probably
Hey
bought the
Sully,
whole
how are
island,
you?
dog. He probably owns that shit.
Oh, I would be if I had bread like that. Just like what Jason said, he probably don't spend his money. So that guy is
Oh, he don't spend his money.
his money is probably just up there.
He
What's
probably
up,
just
y'all?
spent his Adidas money.
Was he an Adidas guy?
Yeah.
He was Adidas.
Was he originally a Nike guy? I could have swore originally he was a Nike guy.
Nah.
No,
Oh, I don't know what he was.
I could have swore he was wearing those like silver up tempos. It was like some crazy looking up tempos from back in the day. But I could be wrong. So yeah. But then again, guys, this is episode 141 of the Hub 408. We're just nerding out with you guys real quick. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, we're going to be talking about that. We're talking about a little bit about the Lakers, basketball in general. We touched a little bit on the, if you haven't seen the past two episodes, we're going in on everybody's favorite cuckold champion, Will Smith.
Cuckold, dog.
Yeah, he's a cuckold, you know, and their toxic relationship with him and Jada and all that stuff. If you guys don't know, today, actually a couple hours ago, Will Smith has been banned from the Academy for 10 years now. A lot of people were saying, hey, was that enough? You know, was it just right? I think it was just right. You know, I think it was just right. 10 years, that seems pretty harsh. People won't be recognizing you. They'll just be shitting on your projects. I believe Bad Boys 4 is now kind of in limbo.
I think he could still be nominated for stuff and all that stuff. He just can't go to the functions.
just can't
He's
show up.
Yeah, he's just not invited to the parties.
Sally Kyle does have a question here, though. Did anyone watch Morbius? Ninja, starting with you. Did you watch Morbius?
No.
Nope.
Hell nah,
Josh.
dog.
Look.
Hell no.
Look.
Jay.
Here's the
Okay,
thing.
go ahead,
There's
Ninja.
there's only so many movies I want to go watch in theaters, right? Like, it has to be worth it to go watch a movie in theaters. COVID is still around. I mean, it's not as bad, obviously, but I don't want to be stuck in a room for 2.5 hours or whatever it is, and
Not for Morbius.
have to. Not for Morbius, exactly. No, exactly, not for Morbius. Hell, I didn't do that for Batman, and I really wanted to watch this Batman. It's also 3 hours long, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in the theater for 3
Hey,
hours.
couple more weeks.
You know?
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, that exactly, and I'll enjoy the shit out of that movie. I did not watch Morbius though. I'll probably be watching Doctor Strange though.
You see that?
Sally Kyle
That's where I'm gonna.
said,
That's where I'm
she
gonna put
went
my
in.
money.
She said she went in because it was empty and had Froyo. So she just happened to
Oh,
walk
okay.
in
Oh,
and stumble
all right.
in on the. So hey,
You see
like
that?
that.
You see that
Hey,
Darth
you know
Maul
what?
meme of
Nice time.
is Darth Maul, right? So Jared Leto's Darth Maul, and he lights up his double-bladed saber on the first hand, and it says "worst
Oh, yeah,
DC
yeah, yeah.
movie."
oh,
DC
I
movie,
saw that.
yeah.
And
Worst
then
DC movie. Yeah,
He
yeah.
lights the other end. It's like worst Marvel movie.
Worst Marvel movie. Yeah, yeah. No, I saw that.
Oh shit!
So
I like Jared Leto though too. You know,
Hey,
I think he's pretty dope.
Yeah.
A lot of people
yeah, I have
don't
no
really
real
like
problems
him.
with them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna I'll probably watch Morbius if it's available for streaming. I actually talked to actually Liana's brother, and he was like, "Oh, I went to go see it yesterday." I was like,
Yeah.
critics said it wasn't that great. He said, don't listen to the critics. It was actually pretty good. I was like, really? You know what I mean? So who
That's true.
knows? I might kind of like the same thing with Venom. People are like, oh, you haven't seen
Yeah, because the
Venom?
same. Yeah, same with
You didn't
Venom.
see Venom 2, 1 or 2? And I was like, I did not go watch that. I did not go watch it. But from the things that I've seen of it, it's
The
cool.
Venom is not
It's all
bad.
right.
Like they shitted on it, but like that's the thing when you have no expectations going to see something.
Mm.
Oh, true. I just feel like Venom is one of the most overrated characters in Marvel. So that's why I was not at all interested in watching it.
But have you seen the movie, Ninja?
No, no. Like I said, I have zero interest in Venom as a character.
Sally Kyle here is saying it's not as bad as most people say, but it is straight up an origin movie. So I watch all
Which,
comic book
yeah,
movies. I do hope to see it. It's just I'm not gonna go see Morbius before I go see Batman, and I haven't yet. I have not seen Batman yet. A lot of people really want us to go in and talk about it and stuff like that. I know Jock praised it really, really high. Up there, Jay, did you end up seeing Batman yet? You didn't end up seeing Batman yet. A lot of us don't want to go because of COVID, the theater, system and all that stuff. So we're waiting. So hopefully, when's that supposed to come out? 24th on
18,
streaming or 18th?
April
So
18 on
yeah, right
HBO.
before.
I've just been busy. I'll still go watch it in theater. I don't give a shit. I want 2 days of nights to watch it.
Mm.
But
But
I just haven't had time. I've been more busier than usual.
yeah. It's also 3 hours long, so
Yeah,
you
that's
definitely have
all
to.
things.
Yeah,
And I think I haven't heard too many bad things about it. Sometimes from maybe non-comic book fans, that's not fans like us. They're like, "Oh, dude, that was not what I expected."
Yeah,
You know, I,
if they didn't if they didn't really read or watch the animated series, they're probably not gonna like this because it's not all fucking action adventure frolicking bullshit.
Mhm.
It's just fucking him being a detective.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
it.
mystery. It's a
Yeah.
mystery thriller, right? So, and that's what I want. That's what we want to see. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sally Kyle was saying it has a lot of year one feels in the movie too.
Which is
That's what
good. I mean,
yeah,
year one is a dope story, and yeah, that it should be brought to life properly.
properly correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'd rather see how we. Again, I don't mean to bring it up, but how last week I was talking about. I keep trying to rewatch Justice League all this time, trying to make you know force myself to like it and stuff like that. Or things like with Batman versus Superman, how like the expectations of like, hey, we're finally going to be able to see the Dark Knight Returns in a way on screen. I think with this here, I'm super excited to see it just because of their takes on characters like the Penguin and the Riddler, of course. But
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
to see a young Gothic Robert Smith, the Cure, looking like Bruce Wayne, that goth emo feel. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So when that time comes, when all of us has seen it, we'll really do a deep dive into it and really break that down. Um, Sally also has last one more question before I go here. Um, last question before I go here. Oof. Star Wars or Star Trek is what Sully is saying. There you go. Ninja has his Millennium. I'm more Star Trek for background noise. I grew up on the old stuff with Leonard Nimoy and them, and of course the Next Generation. I know a lot of the new stuff. People are really liking the Picard series and stuff like that. How but not really Star Trek fan. This is strictly Star Wars over here. What about you, Jason? Star Wars guy or Star Trek guy?
Both.
Well, there you go. There's Jason.
do
And
both.
which is your favorite iteration of the Star Trek? Since we always talk about Star Wars here all the time, so what is your favorite iteration of Star Trek?
Of course, for me, it's next gen, and the other one is Voyager. So those are my
Okay.
two joints right there.
Joff, what about you? Star Trek guy or Star Wars fan?
Oh, Star Wars.
Duel of the Fates, right? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
Silly
I mean,
Palace Grub wants to go against anyone. Talking about I think what she was saying is Grub wants Grub Life. Shout out to our man Grub Life. He's down to do a debate or go against anyone. I know that Grub Life is a huge start. He's a huge Trekkie.
of which is better? Of which is better?
Which
I
is
don't.
better?
I don't really think you can. It's not really a good debate. They're two different things.
Yeah.
One is a little bit more grounded sci-fi. The other one's straight up fantasy. You know, it's straight up Lord of the Rings in space, man. It's two different things. I don't know if you can really. I've always thought that. I mean, you know, obviously when we're younger, you know, Star Wars or Star Trek is a good debate. But now that I'm older and I look back on it, it's so different. You know, Star Trek is definitely just a different beast from Star Wars. You're talking about a post-scarcity society, you know, trying to explore, you know, the vastness of space, right? We've eliminated, you know, money. There's no currency. There's no scarcity. People are, you know, are working to be the best iteration of themselves as possible, right? I mean, that's what Star Trek is. It's a utopia to aspire to. Star Wars is a bunch of like space gangsters shooting each other and going to war. It's literally in the name. You know, it's Lord of the Rings. It's Game of Thrones. It's, you know, it's fantasy. It's nothing for. It's not really what I would call aspirational to society. Whereas Star Trek is literally a thing that you can look to if you want to look at, like, you know, how would a socialist society work? How would a communist society work? It would basically be Star Trek. It'd be the United Federation of Planets, you know? So it's completely different. If you want to say something like, what's better, Battlestar Galactica or Star Trek, that might make a little
Might be a little bit closer, right?
Yeah, because they're both two ways that humanity can branch off, right? You can branch off and be like, sort of like this post-apocalyptic, you know, humanity that's trying to survive, or you can look at a utopian society that's trying to do good in the universe, in the galaxy, right? These are two ways that humanity can kind of split off, and that's, I think, would be a better debate than Star Trek or Star Wars, just because Star Wars is so outside of the realm of like anything, you know. So
I will say though that the Star Trek movies that had came out, the first and the second one, I really liked. I think I seen the second one with Jason. We seen that in the theater, right?
Oh,
talking about New Trek, the New Trek,
the new
Yeah,
track,
the
right?
new-
It's
yeah,
fine.
New Trek, or the
yeah.
Kelvin universe.
Yeah,
Trek.
I enjoyed that. It was pretty entertaining. I like how they took elements of the old stuff, you know, kind of brought it up front to the new stuff. So very entertaining. But then again, it's nothing that I don't think I went back and watched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I went back and watched it. Not like how
Right.
I'll ask Ninja, hey, let's force ourselves to watch the prequels. You know, even though we hate the prequels, there's things about it we love. Like Job, he loves
There's fucking
Panaka.
comedy there.
He loves
Yeah.
Panaka. You know, you can't take a Royal Highness there. The Huts are gangsters. You know, or a Watto. You know, people like Watto. You know what I mean? We like Watto.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
A wizard.
Yeah, we all love Watto.
Wizard, Annie.
Yes,
Did,
yes.
did,
so-
didn't Panaka
Annie spitting
become a moth
lines.
in canon, right?
yeah, he ended
Was
up
that?
being a bad guy, right?
He ended up becoming a
Tanaka?
moth.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
From what I
Yeah,
heard.
Yeah,
Like,
I came across this video, Jason, where it said what happened to Panaka after the
Yeah, you
thing. And,
posted that.
yeah, it seems like he went not the dark side, but he
Took the Empire
affiliated.
route.
Yes, yes.
Well, no, that makes sense. That was literally the government at that time, right? And
Mhm.
they slowly became bad. So it'd be like if we became senators, you know. And that's the government of our land right now. If I became a senator, am I automatically evil? I mean, there is an argument for that, sure.
Yeah, just don't
There is
be,
an argument.
just don't try to become Cancun Cruz and leave while your state's freezing. You know, that's kind of
Sure,
fucked up.
sure. Yeah, it is, but
Don't,
that is like the least worst thing that he's ever
yeah.
done.
It's like don't aspire to be that guy. Be better than him if you become a senator
Yes.
or in
Yeah,
politics.
that's true.
I was going to say Star Wars is a more fun franchise. We
Yeah.
joke about, the prequels being so bad, they're good. Joff here for years has been saying that's so Wizard Annie. We'll take little things that are really, really horrible and we hold dear to it. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, look at things like God, from the new trilogy, the first or the second. What was the second one that came out? Not the one after Force Awakens. What was that called?
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. And I'm even though they were kind of bad, people loved it. There's probably going to be things in there that I pick apart that I'll make fun of and fall in love with. Like the way Luke's face looked like after he was drinking the milk. You know what I'm saying? Certain things. Yeah, right? Like his face looked crazy after he was drinking that blue milk. So
Hey,
there's
keep saying if Ray wasn't there, fucking Luke would straight fucking drink that shit from the teats.
from the teat, right? He would have been
Yep.
like, right? He would have been like,
Yep.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Treating it like a Slurpee machine, huh? Just like, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think there's memorable lines when it comes to Star Trek. I think the only memorable stuff I remember from, say, a Star Trek thing was from the old
Yeah.
shows. Remember how?
The Kelvin stuff definitely is not memorable in the same way. Definitely.
But I'm just saying, everybody knows how William Shatner overacts and how he gets zapped and he dies. Not dies, but like, how he does the whole.
Always the
Yes.
overhand
Yes.
tomahawk.
We'll remember that stuff, but if
Yeah.
we don't remember even stuff from the early '80s. We don't really, Khan. Maybe that's his only fucking, that's his only memorable real lines that we have and stuff. So yeah, thank you
Well,
though, for that question.
Well, yeah, like the 80s, well, the Star Trek movies, the early ones, I think was because it was more of a drama than anything, right?
Mhm.
Like it was, I mean, obviously, like which one? The one that goes back in time. Was that 2 Journey Home, or is that 4? No, 4 is Wrath of Khan.
Jason, you know that? I thought
But the one
Khan was 2.
Khan was
it 2? I thought that was 4.
I
Either
got-
way,
I got
the one
both.
where they go back in time to San Francisco early to like
Yeah.
that one is actually pretty funny to me because that's the one where Spock has to hide his ears, so he's wearing the headband, and they go back in time and all that kind of stuff. That one is actually pretty funny to me. I think that one is actually more of a comedy than anything. But I think the old Star Trek, anyways, was more about humanity and stuff like that. More about the drama and philosophy and stuff. Whereas, as much as I hate
What
to
up,
say it,
Len?
that's kind of what the Kelvin stuff was missing, right? The Chris
It was,
Pine one.
it was the time travel was the 4th movie. That's what.
Okay, it's 4th one, Journey Home or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always did like
yeah,
that aspect though, that they had Bay Area ties. You know what I'm saying? I've always kind of dug that they had those Bay Area ties. DJ Wenlove is saying, "What up, Ron and everybody?" Shout out to DJ Wenlove down there. She will be performing at our Elite X 2-year anniversary in LA. You know what I mean? So I'm so excited to have her on to share the stage with DJ Wenlove. Shout out to you, Wenlove. We're just nerding out right now. somebody was asking us, hey, Star Wars or Star Trek? You know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about right now, along with a whole bunch of other nerdy stuff that we're going to talk about here today. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. DJ One Love is saying, thank you for having me. Hey, we're excited. So can't wait to meet you in a couple of weeks. One Love, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. So yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I did like the fact though that they had rooted things that we can relate to. So when Star Trek, brought in the whole Bay Area aspect of it, I kind of dug that, because you're not gonna see fucking Chewie in Oakland along with Han Solo. They're from a galaxy far, far away. So
Far away. Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna be able to see interactions
Yeah.
like that too.
We'll see a Black Panther. We'll see a Black Panther though.
Oh yeah, New Wakanda, right? Is in Oakland, correct? So yeah,
I mean, we'll see a MCU Black Panther, and we'll see a real Black Panther in Oakland, right?
yes, home of the Black.
I think they're still around.
Yeah.
Some of them, some
I
form.
I know that there's some places in Oakland that actually they have murals of Wakanda in
shit.
Oakland. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So you would go there and like, hey, wow, they really claimed it. You know what I mean? Like how, in wrestling terms, how we claim Santa Clara as Suplex City. Hey, that's wrestling thing right there. But I'm just saying, like, certain things we'll adapt and take that as one of our own. So, I believe Black Panther just completed filming, also. So can't wait to see what they do with this, guys. Can't wait to see who's gonna put on that cowl. You know what I mean, and head up. People are like, hey, is it Shuri? Is it a sister? Is it somebody else?
I hope
Who
they
knows?
just didn't kill the character off. That's what I'm hoping.
I hope they don't either. Do you think they'll pull a variant? You think they'll take a variant and pull out a variant
I mean,
of
that's
T'Challa?
possible. That's definitely possible, especially since you have all these multi-universe stuff going on, multiverse stuff. Yeah,
It's like
I could see that
mean,
happening.
the character never died. It's just that. I mean,
No.
rest in paradise, Chadwick. But I'm just saying, it's like, yes, the actor passed away, but the character never died.
Yeah, they might just do a Don Cheadle move or Eric Bana, Mark Ruffalo move.
Bring
It's
back
all Eric
freaking
Bana.
Michael B. Jordan.
We never saw him die. Also, correct?
Correct.
Well,
I mean, he could definitely still be alive.
he's alive in What If? He's trapped in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But I mean, even in the comics, Killmonger doesn't die, right? Killmonger actually gets his own piece of land in Wakanda, and basically has like a rival city kind of thing going on. And T'Challa kind of just leaves him be, basically. So, I don't know.
Hard to watch that movie for me. I don't know if you guys have watched Black Panther since Chadwick has passed, but it's a really good movie, and sometimes I just want to watch it just for the Michael B. Jordan stuff. You know what I mean? Just because his character was just so. He's a scene stealer. He looked great just on camera. The whole museum scene where he jacks them. I love his outfit there. You know what I mean? He just looks like somebody that we can relate to. You know what I mean? Not as far as like but I'm just saying the aesthetics of how he's dressing, maybe the hip hop culture that he might represent and come from. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely has that East Coast vibe. That outfit.
Yeah. He didn't look like a square. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing him on screen. Again, can't wait to see where they go with it. But shit, man, in a couple of weeks, I mean, somebody brought up Doctor Strange. It's so crazy how we came off the roller coaster of No Way Home, which was awesome. I haven't seen it yet since it's been released. Although they do have clips on, say, YouTube that I've been able to watch, certain parts. Joff, I went back and rewatched Ned's Lola, the Ned's Lola scenes and stuff. And I kind of get what you meant when you said that. I guess the beats and intonations of Lola speaking might have kind of bugged you. And again, you were just nitpicking,
it's a nitpick.
but pretty good. One thing I did notice that I didn't notice the first time was, thank God, all the furniture had plastic, on the couches.
I didn't even
I-
notice that.
I noticed that this time around, so I was just like, okay, that's cool. They had plastic on the couches and stuff. So
That's
I
that's
enjoy-
one of the that's one thing I saw. I was just like, oh, plastic on the couch. I can't be sleeping on that.
plastic
Very
counters on the
authentic.
floor.
I was trying to figure
Very authentic.
what what kind of bread MJ was throwing at Andrew Garfield, if it was pan de sal or fucking or because it was round, the bread was round.
Yeah.
It's like
And
a bun.
I remember how Andrew Garfield said, "Oh, night Lola,"
yeah.
all that stuff. Zendaya just very faintly says, "Good night, Ned's Lola."
Yeah.
Even she says it too. Good night, Ned's Lola. So I like how she said Ned's Lola. You know what I mean?
Man, Ned's Lola want to get fucking plowed by Tobey Maguire and shit.
For sure.
She wanted to get webbed up.
Want to get fucking that, show Tobey Maguire's fucking dance moves.
You think Toby would have? Nah, Toby wouldn't have smashed that, dude.
Hey, never know, dog.
He might have used his natural webbing, sure. Shoot it all over.
Just rewatching some of the scenes though, and rewatching some of the behind the scenes stuff. I like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man for comedic reasons from back in the day, right? For the comedic reasons and stuff. But just watching his stuff from this current movie really made me appreciate Tobey Maguire. I don't know if you guys got that same feeling, but it kind of made me appreciate oh man, he's actually a pretty cool character amongst everybody else. Of course, this is a different Tobey Maguire. He's more mature and all that stuff, but to be able to see him interacting and kind of being the older, the elder statesman of being a Spider-Man was just very, very cool, and also to see Andrew Garfield, even though I'm a Tom guy, I'm a Tom Holland fan, all of a sudden people came out the woodwork after this movie cut. Oh no, dude, Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man, all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, where were you guys when his movies were coming out? People were not caping for Andrew Garfield when his original movies came out.
It's not his fault that fucking the stories of this Spider-Man's kind of trash.
I mean, his first movie was fine.
Yeah, the first one was fine.
I think his first movie was fine, but I feel like they rebooted too quickly, and the Tobey Maguire stuff was still fresh in a lot of people's minds. That it really suffered from that.
Yeah, I like the first one. The second one I never really saw because it was that Rhino suit was bugging me. I can't watch fucking.
I think even they knew it was bad. I think they even knew it was bad though too. I think.
And then when I saw that Electro wasn't really like Electro, it was like, I don't want to see
This blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what's going on. I was like, okay, I get not having the wild Electro costume from the books because honestly, it's a ridiculous looking.
But they made it work. They made it work for this one.
Because it was brief. It was very brief, right? Like especially the star around his face.
Yeah.
It briefly lit up in that form, and then it went away. But then the costume was pretty. It wasn't like super accurate, but it was close enough. Like it harkened to it. Yeah.
It reminded me of because again he was using again down there. I know we have the spoilers down there below. It was almost kind of like when remember when God, I'm thinking of Mickey Rourke's Whiplash character when he stole the Ark, or when he built himself an Ark. I love the fact that Jamie Foxx kind of had that aesthetic of like, hey, this is just a regular suit and stuff. We got a question here from Gregory Buttocks. Hi, can I ask questions here? Yes, you can, Gregory. And we'll go ahead and put it on the screen for you. Just let us know what you want us to nerd out with us and ask us what you want to your heart's desire. So we'll go ahead and put that here. Thank you, Gregory, for watching us. And thank you to everyone else that happen to be watching us on multiple platforms. Please download Kumu, though, and you can follow Jay Jericho, Jopsimus, a.k.a. Dirt McGirt, Ninja Iceberg, and myself, Ron Sara. We appreciate you guys for hanging out and nerding with us on this Friday night. So all you fellow geeks and nerds, come by and talk to us. So, Gregory, if you have your questions ready, we would Waldo, aka Ninja Iceberg, Joff, Jason, and me. We'd be happy to answer it. So, go ahead and put it down below. It's probably writing a bunch right now too. So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see what we get here. All right. Oh, this is a good one here. Do you guys think that adapting a comic or book into a movie ruins the original vision of the story, or does it better than the vision? Let's start with Joffrey. Joff, what do you think? Let me leave this up here. Do you guys think that adapting a comic or book into a movie ruins the original vision of the story, or does it better the vision? So, Joff, let's start with you.
Shit. You can't. It really,
Great question, by the way, Gregory. We appreciate it. Keep them coming too.
because you can't really do. There's exceptions like Sin City and stuff like that, panel for panel, like adaptations. But for the most part, you can't. You can't really do uh, like a straight adaptation because some of the stuff doesn't translate. And of course, you know, if you say if you're gonna do something like say, Ron, you're gonna do something, you're gonna put your spin on stuff, you know. So yeah, because this is so subjective. Like Watchmen, I hated that movie, but it was a faithful adaptation. So
Almost.
there
Or
you go.
300 or 300.
Almost.
Oh yeah, or 300. Yeah, see that all the Zack Snyder shit. Like it's decent when he has like a fucking. They're just like, oh, let's fucking just do the comic book. People love it. Just do it shot for shot. And then when he goes off on his own, like fucking sucker punch, and,
Mm.
or Justice League.
Jay Jericho, anything to add to the question that we see there below?
Yeah.
Great
So
question again, Gregory.
yeah, this is a great question. So like my example would be I'll use Japanese anime for this, right?
Anime.
Anime.
Let's go.
Um, so even when let's say when Food Wars came out on Crunchyroll and Netflix, right? I was already reading the manga prior to that. Yes, the manga has the visual cells that you still see, but at the same time, it's like, you know, when you turn into animation, you got to make it to the point where you want people to watch it. So you just can't really take everything that's from the manga and turn it into an animation because it's going to slow everything down. You want everything to be crisp, everything on point, and it has to connect to every episode that you do. So it's hard to bring everything, like every aspect of like a book, comic book, manga into a certain movie, a TV show, or like you have to adapt it to a point where you have to make sure that the certain audience you're trying to show it to, they either enjoy it, or if they don't like it, then at least they have time to change it and then put it back out. So that's something that you want to you want to make make an adaptation for. It's like like let's say Marvel takes the House of M and tries to put it into the MCU. You just can't do the entire thing. You got to make an adaptation to it because, you know, because it could be either like very emotional for some people, maybe not, or maybe it may turn off the certain audience that you want to also grab,
Yeah.
so that you want them to pay for that. You want to grab them. You want to grab their money. So you have to make adaptations. You got to cut scenes. You got to change certain things within that story to make it fit into what your cinematic universe is, rather than the comic books universe. So that's my take, pretty much.
Ninja, great answer, Jason. I love how you use the anime example of it too. Ninja, what about you? Anything to add to this question? Again, Greg, thank you for your question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, does it ruin the original vision or does it make the vision better? So, honestly, it really depends on the adaptation, how they adapt it, how much does the director and the actors love the source material or understand the source material, right? It really depends on that. I don't think automatically adapting a comic or a book will ruin the vision. I don't think that's a thing that just automatically happens. I feel like that the usually I would put the blame on the director. They would read a book or a
Mm.
comic and they'll just be like, "Oh, I want to make this. I really like it," and they miss the mark completely because they don't understand the source material
Yeah,
very well,
Christopher Nolan.
right? Well, so that's the thing. Christopher Nolan made a Batman. So, but that's the thing about Batman. Everyone has their own
Yeah,
version of Batman. You get what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So,
Yeah.
pretty much anyone who writes their own Batman story, it's still valid because Batman is so much a part of a lot of people's lives that no matter what side of Batman you want to portray, it's still a valid portrayal. I feel like for most Batmans, anyways. But yeah, it really depends on who's doing the adaptation, right? You look at Marvel, and you look at like all the movies that came out and all the shows that came out, and a lot of it don't necessarily follow the comics panel for panel. But what they do get right is the feel of the characters, the motivation of the characters, the what makes
The
Captain America
essence.
Captain
Yeah,
America.
the essence of
Yeah,
the character.
exactly. If you draw the essence out of the character and you put him into a story, then you could look at it as a new writer picked up the book and continued with their own story arc on a comic, right? I mean, that's what happens with comic books. Every few years, a new writer will pick up a book and write their own spin, building off what came before, but putting their own mark on it, right? And this is the same thing with movies. They build on what's came out before, but they put their own spin on it. How they want to change it or how they don't want to change it is up to the writer, but they put their own fresh spin on stuff, and that could be a good thing, or it could be like for some comics or and books they completely miss the mark, and you have something like Fantastic Four, right?
Right.
Like the
Mm.
original Fantastic Four or the Josh Trank Fantastic Four, right? Neither one of those movies did justice to Fantastic Four because what is Fantastic Four really about? It's about a family, right? Doing bickering and arguing, but in
Good
the end,
family stuff.
they're yeah, but they're still family, right?
Yeah.
So they do family. They're the first family. They're literally
Mhm.
called the first family in Marvel, right? In the Marvel universe. So if you don't if you don't put that stuff in there, then what's the point of adapting these characters if you're not getting the essence or the tone correct? What's the point of it? Because you can adapt anybody, but as long as you understand who the character is, I think you can do a really good job. Sometimes it can do a better job than the book. Like um, the one story that I like to lean on is actually Fight Club. Fight Club, the book, if you've ever read it, is first of all the author is not that great at writing. The book is super disjointed. It's a little bit all over the place. It's incoherent in a lot of places. But then you get someone like a David Fincher to, you know, take this book and really distill the what is the story about? What is the theme about? What is what is it about, and put it onto a story, and it makes a really amazing, a really amazing story. And you could take so many different things from it. Like, obviously the first layer is rebellion, being a punk, rebel against the system, right? But at the same time, it's also kind of laughing at these people because they're men trying to be manly, but going about it in such a toxic and shitty way of doing it. So you can also laugh at these people. You can laugh at Tyler Durden. You can laugh at the narrator, because they're doing this super childish thing, that you look at them and you're like, these are not grown-ups. These are not real grown-ups, So you can look at it from multiple points of view. And depending on who you are and what your lived experience is like, you can take so many different things from it. And I feel like that builds on the vision of the book better than what the book did. Like, the movie is definitely I feel like, because I did read the book. I feel like the movie is a better adaptation than the book itself. So it really depends on who's doing it, what they're doing, and whether or not they understand the source material. Because if you don't understand the source material at all, and you completely miss the mark of why people enjoyed that shit in the first place, then you've lost it. There's no point, There's no point in making that adaptation if you're just gonna change entirely what the character is about. Which is why I don't really mind adaptations these days. I used to be very much a purist until I started thinking about it. And it's like, well, yeah, you can't adapt these stories. And why would you want to adapt these stories? The stories are already there. If I want to read, fucking Dark Phoenix, I can pick up the book and read the Dark Phoenix saga. Chris Claremont is one of the best writers in comic books history. And
Ever.
why would I, he's already did it. He's already done it, and it's perfect the way it is. I don't necessarily need a movie version of that, And so far, all the movie versions of Dark Phoenix makes no sense to me, because it's predicated on a lot of backstory.
Yeah.
And if you don't build up that backstory, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit, right? The whole point is, it's tragic when Jean Grey becomes Dark Phoenix, because she was completely the opposite. She was a great person. She was an amazing hero, yada, yada, yada. And when she falls from grace, it's all that much more depressing and sad and tragic. That's the whole point. But when you watch these movies, it's like there's no build-up.
Yeah, because you can't.
She just
you can't
all of a
do
sudden
that.
becomes Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, you can't get all that backstory in 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, the only adaptation that did a really, really good job is the cartoon, because they told a bunch of stories building up her character, and then they slapped that on at some point in time, And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, dude, this is real now. You had like a season or two to get used to Jean Grey being Jean Grey.
They got you to care about Jean.
Yeah, exactly.
So when she breaks bad, like if you're gonna adapt the original Iron Man, he didn't get injured in Afghanistan. It was like he's in Vietnam and
Vietnam, yeah.
And
obviously.
he has his already. He had, you remember, he had the suit already, but he's selling that. That's not for him. He just used it because he was gonna die. He didn't build it. Oh, he built it, but he wasn't.
He did build it. Yeah.
He didn't build it in the cave and all that stuff. So it was more interesting that what they did with the movie. So
but they kept the essence of
the essence. Yeah, exactly.
Who Tony Stark is. He's a cocky motherfucker who goes through this traumatic life experience and decides, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. That's what happens in the book.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the essence.
He's a playboy. Yeah. So that's, if you can get that right, I think you can pretty much adapt almost anything.
Hey, Favreau, man.
Kind of the back.
Feige.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the MCU now.
I'm just going to answer real quick, just to kind of piggyback off of what Ninja was saying. I think the way that you adapt a story, depending on the medium that you choose to tell it in, could either work out really, really well or not. I keep joking around here for many episodes how I try to watch Batman versus Superman. I try to watch Justice League. I try to watch certain things because I want to like it, even though it's fucking horrible. But then you'll go back, and we've talked about this on the Hub so many times. When it comes to DC adapting their stories, they don't do it any better than their animated stuff. You know, if you're watching
Their
the
animated
Dark,
stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
amazing. If you're watching the Killing Joke, I don't think they could ever do a Killing Joke movie. I mean, they could, but
Well, I will say the animated version of Killing Joke is kind of
but
that opening.
But also things like The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and Part 2. If you want to talk about being true to the source material, they go there. You know what I mean? But then sometimes it's the way that it's done. For example, when I grew up, if we're talking about books and comic books and all that stuff, if they can be adapted, things are certainly hard. One of Jason and Dirk McGurk's favorite books of all time, the Bible. Right? When I grew up, I would watch this movie called Jesus of Nazareth. And the way that they portrayed Jesus there, very handsome, yada yada. And me growing up, I thought like, hey, this is how it goes. Years later, what happens? A great director, a friend of Joffrey's by the name of Mel Gibson comes out with A Passion of the Christ, right? And what does this movie do? It's nothing but suffering and fucking torture and all that stuff. But is it being truthful to the source material? You know what I'm saying? Is it being truthful to the source material? You know, I could probably smoke a blunt and eat and watch Jesus of Nazareth. I don't think I could smoke a blunt and have a sandwich watching Passion of Christ. You know what I'm saying? I've tried. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think it also, Passion of the Christ also kind of misses the point of the whole thing too.
Yes.
Right? Because I think it glorifies the torture and the fact that Jesus was dying for our sins, but it doesn't really talk about the actual like reasoning of why he's doing it, the Jesusness of it, I guess. I don't even know how to. Yeah, like what about him?
Yes.
You know, if you're going to tell me the story of a person sacrificing himself for humanity, you need to let's dig in a little bit more of this character, right? I feel like it's doing him a disservice in terms of like, because it's really about his last day, right? It's been such a long time since I watched that movie. I think it was just his last day, and going through that whole thing, and it's like, why does this story need to be told? What am I learning from this? You know, some dude died for our sins on the cross. Cool, whatever. You know, but what is he doing? You know, tell, you know, that's what I'm saying. As a person who's as a person who's not really like, you know, hardcore Christian, but I have read, you know, a decent amount of the Bible.
Read a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and I've read, you know, some of the Gospels. You know, I'm familiar with this character, Jesus Christ. that you know, I am. But if you're trying to get it to an audience and you're trying to sell Christianity, it's like, okay, who's this dude? Why is he doing any of this?
Yeah.
Like, what makes me care about him other than the fact that, oh, he's Jesus? You know, it's not even make me care about him.
Gregory here is saying, my friend actually recommended this awesome channel to me. Do you guys know Joe? He said he knows some of you personally.
Joe. Which Joe?
Yeah, we know a couple of Joes. We know a couple of Joes. Is it Bazooka Joe? Gregory? If it's Bazooka Joe, good friend of the hub here. We've done wrestling content with him. We've done a whole bunch of stuff with him. So yeah, I don't know if it's Joe Aguilar that you're talking about. Oh, nope. It happened to be Joe Mama.
Ooh, got us.
Walked right into it. Gregory, thank you, man.
Got him.
Fucking asshole.
We appreciate that, Gregory. Well, I mean, coming in from somebody named Gregory Buttocks. You know what I'm saying? So
fucking walked into that.
Yeah, we walked into that. But I was gonna say thank you, Greg,
like that motherfucking magician that got us.
Oh, he did. Oh, from when we did that. Joe, I'm all calling him Joe now. Gregory, sorry, Gregory. We appreciate your questions. You know, our sense of humor here, maybe aligned with yours too. You know what I mean? So. Please follow this channel. You know, we're on here every Friday nights We talk about all types of stuff on here. So again, thank you so much for your questions. That was actually a good question though, because
Touche,
we,
motherfucker.
we've talked about comic books and adaptions here before. You know what I mean? So that was actually a great question. Greg was saying, "Just kidding. Thanks for being a supporter. I genuinely do like the channel." And he is already subbed. There you go. Thank you so much,
Oh,
man. Thank you
shit.
so much. If you have any other questions, man, we'll go ahead and talk about that. I was gonna say, what is the greatest? Now all of a sudden, I just started thinking about something here, Waldo. What is the best adaptation of something ever from a book onto screen? Doesn't have to be a comic book movie. Doesn't have to be. I mean, what is it for you guys? You know what I mean? It's a good question right there, right? What is the best adapted? Oh, Ninja, I think you're muted.
The one best one? Jeez. Come back to me, man. Let me think about this for a second.
Okay. I was gonna say if Joff or Jay, if you guys have,
That's a very big question.
Charlton
Right?
Heston, the Ten Commandments.
how come they've never redone that though, Joff? How come they've never redone that?
They did.
They did.
Did they?
They
With,
did?
They did.
With-
oh,
with-
wait.
With Christian Bale.
Did they?
It was like
Christian
No,
Bale?
they
Christian-
redid Ben-Hur. Sorry, they redid Ben-Hur. Did they redo Ten Commandments? I'm trying to remember.
there was a
Oh no, there was, right?
yeah. It was like a
What?
Christian
How did I miss this?
Was
it
that
Christian
the
Bale?
one with Joel
I got-
Edgerton? Was that Joel Edgerton?
I forget.
Or am I thinking of Ben-Hur again?
Let me-
Because I know they remade Ben-Hur.
That Ben-Hur movie was just a couple of years ago, right, Ninja?
Yeah, a few years
Right?
ago, maybe like 5
Yeah,
years ago.
okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that Russell Crowe Noah's Ark or whatever. I never
have
saw
not
that.
watched- I've never watched that one. What the fuck? I thought they did redo a Ten Commandments. Jesus Christ.
He already did a movie, Master and Commander, and then he did Noah's Ark.
It's
Master Commander.
yeah. It was the movie's called Exodus: Gods and Kings with Joel Eggert.
That's the
Edgerton.
Ten Commandments?
Yeah.
I thought that was a fucking
That was
fantasy.
a magic, yeah, it was like fucking Egyptian.
No, that's
No, that's a different.
Gods-
That's a different.
that's a different one. That has
Is that the one with Mickey Rourke?
Rami Malek, I think,
Yeah.
was in that one.
I don't know what this fucking shit is.
No, this one they did the entire the party
Thank
of
you,
the Red
Basti.
Sea. Yeah, it's Christian Bale played Moses.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta
That's what,
see this
that's what I
movie.
remember.
Is it
Wait,
good?
what's it called?
Exodus: Gods and Kings.
Was he
John,
talking
go
in
ahead.
his Batman voice?
Go ahead, John. What was he? What was it? What line would he?
Split to the Red Sea.
2 animals only, huh? Swear to me, right? It's like
Noah.
2
though.
animals each. Oh, sorry.
Completely different story.
sorry, dude. I'm
Come on,
just saying.
don't let this heathen like.
But nothing's more
Barely
iconic
reads
than
the Bible.
fucking. I'm just saying, nothing's more
Thou shalt
iconic than
not
Yul
steal.
Brenner, Yul Brenner, and Charlton Heston. So I can't believe they redid 10 Commandments, and I missed out on it.
Of course they did. Of course they
It was
did.
like 2014. That's when it happened.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's been a while. It's been a little bit.
And it's not
Not
called
that
the 10
long ago.
Commandments. It's not called the 10 Commandments.
No, it's called Exodus: Gods and Kings.
I thought that was a fantasy movie, Doug.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. What's the other one? The
Gods
one,
of
the
Gods of
Egyptian god.
Egypt.
Gods of Egypt.
Yeah,
Mm.
Is that
Yeah,
is that
with
with
that
Russell?
fucking-
Is that the one with Russell Crowe?
yeah.
No.
Is he in that?
Gerald Butler.
Oh, Gerard Butler.
Was
Oh
it
God,
fucking
even
Jamie
worse.
Lannister in this movie?
Who?
Jamie
What's that?
Lannister. Or fucking.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
he's a
Yeah.
he plays Horus or some shit.
Yeah. Ridiculous. A bunch of white dudes playing Egyptian gods.
Yeah,
dude.
Chadwick was in that movie too.
That's right.
I believe.
Are you just gonna read the Ten Commandments in Batman voice?
Yeah,
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yes.
Someone
He has
who
some
rattled the
peasant
manger.
hanging off
Right?
something. He's fucking reading it to.
Oh my god!
He's fucking policing the village and shit.
Remember when Jake Gyllenhaal played a Persian?
Oh, in Prince of Persia.
Yes. What is your favorite app subscription service to read comics? Have you all tried both? Or Jason, let's start with you.
Beaufort nuts. Beaufort nuts. No. I have not tried that.
Jason, use a favorite app or subscription service to read comic books. Jason.
I just look online.
And here we go. Hey.
Yep.
I've never
Can't
got
get me, dude. Can't get me.
I never got to. I've tried it once with trying to read comics on a tablet. Some of it is okay, but nothing better than to have an actual physical
The actual
comic
book, yeah.
yeah, in your hands. So I can't do subscription services too much unless it's something that I can't get to. Like I'll try and find it and through that way. But I'd rather have the nothing better than seeing newsprint. I would say nothing better than newsprint. Gregory here is saying though, oh man, Gregory, tell us where you live. He doesn't get comics where he's at. He can only read online. Yeah. What part of the what part of planet Earth are you from? You know what I mean? That you're not able to get some books here. Actually, what's funny is when I was in the Philippines, actually, in my area, it was hard to get comic books, Joff. And this is, say, 2013, 2014. I would go to a store and in the dollar bin, or not even a dollar bin, let's just say the regular, where you were able to buy news magazines and stuff like that, they still had fucking comic books from like 98, 99, and this is 2014. So I'm like, dude, what's this old ass issue of Image Central, or Death Watch? You know what I'm saying? It was just like, why? Yeah, I was like, dude,
Death Watch?
Remember Death Watch, the Image Valiant Comics crossover or whatever?
Yeah,
Deathmate.
I have all
Deathmate or Death Watch?
Deathmate.
The one book I never found. I think it was the black and silver one. All of a sudden, I find fucking mint copies in a store down, literally like 2 blocks down from where I was working at. So I was like, oh shit, dude, they actually have comic books here. So I get what you mean. Oh man, and you guys are gonna love this. Where Gregory is from, he lives in a small village in Slovakia. Shout out to you, Gregory, out there. So yeah, I would understand why you happen to be reading your stuff online. You know what I mean? So I was gonna say, Gregory.
Yeah, I just recommend the Marvel app then.
Yeah,
if you want
Comixology or whatever. That's the one.
Like Comixology is good if you want a wide swath, but you still kind of have to buy comic books. If you want to read
a
them,
membership, it's like $5 a month.
you need a membership, and then you need to buy each one at a time.
Greg, do you really live in Slovakia?
Yeah, I am fucking.
Yeah, hold on, dude.
Motherfucker trying to get us.
Yeah, do you really live in Slovakia in a small village, Gregory? You know what I mean? And I do have a question though for you, Gregory. What was the last thing you read? That's a nerdy question for you. Let us know what's the last thing you read. I don't know if Gregory really lives in Slovakia.
Best adapted.
Let's see.
I'm still thinking about best adapted.
Hey, Julius, how are you? How's it going? We're just talking to somebody from Slovakia.
Been fucking with us.
Yeah, I don't know if Gregory's really from Slovakia, but let us know, Gregory, what's the last comic or story you read? For me, actually, I never got to finish it, but I was trying to complete Batman, The Three Jokers. That was the last thing I read. I never got to finish a conclusion of that. Although that was one of the things I was reading online. Actually, I was reading, and I actually enjoyed it. Although kind of weird. I did like the premise of it. I thought it was cool and all that stuff. That was the last thing I read. What about you, Jay? What was the last thing you read?
Man. Uh,
It could be something you read already. Could be,
for, you have
Oh,
to come
Greg.
back to me.
All right. Well, Gregory's saying the last thing you read was Batman's No Man's Land and Nightfall.
I like
Wow,
Nightfall.
that's a
Currently
while
in,
ago.
currently in Slovakia, but was born and raised in Kenya. All right, man. Shout out to
Nice.
you out there. We're all big Batman fans out here. Joff, Waldo, Ninja, did you guys, now that we're years removed and all that stuff, did you enjoy the whole No Man's Land and
Yeah,
Nightfall stuff?
I like the artist.
Yeah, I
too.
thought it was good. Yeah,
Alex Maleev.
yeah. Oh, I mean,
Oh, yeah. Alex Malik was killing it during
his
that
his
time, too.
Daredevil is really good
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
No Man's Land was cool. Nightfall was really cool, but honestly, yeah, Azrael at the time was, even at that time, I was like, dude, this '90s extreme
Yeah.
stuff is ridiculous. Like he had the armor, the claws, and
Gregory's
all that. I was like,
us.
so ridiculous.
Can you fit these nuts in your mouth? I love it, Gregory. I love it. I love his energy, man. Gregory is awesome, dude.
Fucking
I love
asshole.
Nice.
it. But I was gonna say, Nightfall I enjoyed just because of sheer what was that night? That's what, late '90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Late 90s, early 2000s.
mid to late '90s, I think, something like that.
No Man's Land I kind of liked. I probably like that more than Nightfall, maybe. You know what I mean? But No Man's Land was pretty good too. They made a movie out of it with what's his name in it? With Chadwick Boseman. What's it called? 21 Bridges or something like that. Right? That's basically it right there. And shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about best adaptation.
Oh yeah, we didn't even finish that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we didn't even finish that story. We didn't even finish that.
Yeah, what was the best
choice.
adapted thing you've seen? You know, I mean, again, I try to force myself to like these stories. So I did bring up the animated Dark Knight earlier. Amazing. You know, part 1 and part 2 of that was just really good. But probably my favorite adaptation was another animated thing. It was Justice League. God, Jason, we've talked about this before. Was it something Frontier?
New Frontier.
Oh, New Frontier. Yeah. It's not just
really like that.
DC New Frontier, right?
Yeah, I
Something
really
like
like that.
Darwin Cook's comic.
Yeah.
And here we go. Greg saying, any of you guys Star Wars fans? I love Star Wars comics. Was reading Darth Vader 2017. We are big Star Wars fans. So, yeah, if you have any Star Wars questions, this is the crew to ask. Ninja here actually got to work. Can you say that, Ninja? What your Star Wars relation? Can you say any of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't work for Disney anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Ninja kind of worked with Star Wars. Another original hub member of ours too, Jacob Rainbow, had worked. I forget where he was working at the time, but also had some Star Wars property under his head. Gregory saying Nightfall was cool. I found No Man's Land average. I felt like filler stories like Azrael and Batwoman were a distraction. At the time when Azrael came out, that was, to DC, that was their little game changer, right? Somebody to kind of take up the mantle and all that stuff. But when you find out that the guy's not really fit to be, in that persona of being
His
Batman.
design looked cool though too.
Joff, I think that's probably the best thing about Azrael, right? Just his character design, the way.
So ridiculous, though, dude. Come on.
It's just weird. I mean, that
Come
weird
on.
cape, it's like a weird cape, right?
Yeah,
It's
Joker's
cape
not a
or
designer.
wings. It was weird. So
All the claws and sharp knives and everything.
yeah. Did you guys like that version of that bat suit though? That Azrael that was rocking. Did you guys like that though?
Not really, but but at that time everybody's fucking armored up, so it was par for the course.
I think I like it now. I didn't like it back then, but I like it now because of the nostalgic purposes of like, oh, like before I never liked any of the Marvel 2099 stuff. But then now I kind of have an appreciation for that, it was kind of cool. I
Yeah.
just probably didn't like the artwork back then, you know what I mean?
I think part of it was the artwork because it was definitely their B team or their C team.
How much do graphic novels like Killing Joke cost where y'all live? Oh man, if you're talking about an original copy of the Killing Joke with the green print, that might be kind of expensive, but they've reprinted that a whole bunch of times.
Well, I mean, if you're just talking about like if you're just talking about a graphic novel in general,
like a trade paperback,
15 to $20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a trade
For a
paperback.
collected edition, yeah. If you're looking
Ninja,
at
you
omnibuses.
Ninja, you remember that when that original Killing Joke came out? How everyone wanted the first printing, the one with the green text, and all that
Sure.
stuff, and everyone after they're like, "Oh, I have the yellow text one," and it's like, "No, you got to have the green one."
Well, I mean but it's a trade paperback. Those are not worth money. It's just kind of weird that people are like, "Oh."
Back then, well, they used to play it off like, "Oh, it is worth something." I'm pretty sure you can find a first print edition now of the Killing Joke. Yeah, but again,
well, actually no. But Killing Joke is a graphic novel, not a trade paperback, though. It was
correct.
I believe it was.
Yeah, I got my copy of the Killing Joke on hardback, so it's like I paid $25.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at Barnes and Nobles, I forget.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm a purist. I want the ones from back then. Like I had a copy of the Elektra Saga that was done by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. I think it's Klaus Janson did that one, but I wanted the actual version from like fucking 85, 86, 87, whenever that was, just because it's a different cover, all that stuff. That's the stuff, that I usually hunt for. Certain things like they would have back in the day, like say the Punisher. They used to have these big Punisher oversized books, like Big Nothing and stuff like that. It'd be on hardcover, but really thin. Even have a book jacket. I would want that version more than the versions that they have now, just because I was a big Mike Zeck fan. I love this stuff, and just to see his artwork on premium paper, like remember when Marvel used to work with Epic Comics or whatever, and they would do these really nice versions of their books. Really cool stuff. I know that there was a Wolverine Nick Fury one called like Scorpio something, where they actually introduced Nick Fury's brother, who was I think like head of, he had something to do with Hydra. Certain books like that, you want the original
Rick
issues.
Fury.
I don't think it was Rick Fury. I don't think it was Rick Fury. But yeah, to answer your questions, we are Star Wars fans. We're everything. Star Wars fans. We're not Laker fans. Right? So let's get that out of the way. We are Star Wars fans. We're wrestling fans, movie fans. God, what else? We're fans of everything and anything nerdy. You know what I mean? So
I'm a fan of politics and current events.
Well, there you go. Jokes. Sometimes we'll tell jokes on here. Sometimes we'll talk about porn. Sometimes we'll talk about music also. So yeah, anything you want to ask, go ahead and let us know in the comments. So to everyone that's watching us right now.
Noise?
Yeah, what is?
What are you guys hearing? Is that me?
It's like a thumping, like someone tapping on the mic or something like that.
I don't stop me.
Oh, that's not me. I don't have a mic.
Or maybe on a table, or
did it stop?
It's gone.
I mean, it's gone now, so I don't know what that was.
Was it this? Was it something like that?
No.
Okay. I don't know. But if again, this is the Hub 408 episode 141. My name is Ron Sara. That's Jay Jericho, Dirt McGirt, Ninja Iceberg in the house. Thank you guys for joining us. We have about 20, 30 minutes left. So yeah. Anything else anything else going on in pop culture, guys, that you wanted to talk about and stuff like that? Anything?
Mm,
Y'all watch the
I'm
Grammys?
gonna. No.
I didn't either. Although I saw the Nas performance, and even I was not really. I was like, ah, it was
No.
okay. They only gave Nas 4 minutes. You can't do a medley in 4 minutes, dude. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So he looked good though. I
I saw
like his hair.
Louis C.K. won a Grammy. That's cool, I guess.
Yep. Somebody that was
Cool.
quote unquote canceled.
Canceled.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
He asked
By the way, that
permission.
what to jerk off in front of women?
Yeah.
Right? That was his thing, right?
Yeah, he asked permission.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Greg saying I had to import Killing Joke hardcover. I got an equivalent. Got it for the equivalent of $35. Imported from my cousin. I would say that's worth it actually.
That's
You know?
actually not bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
That's actually a good price, especially where you're from. If you got to get it, shipped in from somewhere, all that stuff. So that's pretty good right there. I don't remember last time I bought a huge hardcover book and stuff. So yeah, West Indies nutso guys. Man, I love Gregory. I love Gregory's shit right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Gregory out here. Shout out to everyone else. Shout out to Jennifer Herreras here on Kumu. She's a newbie. Thank you for joining us on Kumu. We appreciate you guys. I don't know if my folks are still here, but I was going to say shout out to this guy, RJ, our Elite X member. Also, he had came through earlier along with me, Jay Ramos, Sean Wolf. I don't know if Sean Wolf's still in the building. I appreciate him. I saw him singing the other night. Sean Wolf, this motherfucker had, Joff, when you unbutton your shirt like 3 or 4 times, you got to be a sexy guy then if you're doing the first 4 buttons unbuttoned while singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
chest hairs.
nah, he don't got chest hair though. He ain't got chest hair though. So.
Taco meat.
He ain't got no taco meat neither. You ain't got no taco meat. But
Also,
shout out to him.
it's just clean.
Yeah, it was just clean. He's
He
a
just showing
Filipino
his
dude.
chest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
You can't do that. You gotta show the taco meat. That's
Shout out to Sally. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Ken D. Also, my man Ken D. out there. I appreciate you. Beth, Eric, Joy, West, Miss Joyful. Also, shout out to my Post Up Gang member, Joy Lourdes, Slip and Slide, Sonico, MJ Marcos, Kenobi, and of course Dark Side. He came in earlier too. He was the one that was saying "Go Spurs, go." You know what I'm saying? Big fan of the Spurs right there. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to also Brooke Reviews. She came in earlier too, said hello to us. So I appreciate her as well. Again, this is a Hub 408. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, anything else that you guys wanted to touch on that happened this pop culture? Again, I brought up the Grammys, although I didn't watch. Don't really care for it too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't really care for it too much nowadays. But yeah, shout out to the Grammy winners and stuff. If whatever, for all the hard work they did on their albums. Good for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, wished you did watch the Moon Knight, but we can probably talk about it next time.
Yes. Greg here is saying I actively collect music albums since they are available where I live. Okay, Gregory, we always talk about music on here. What is the last, or what were your most recent music album purchases? Let's talk about that real quick. Joff, I did want to bring it up. I got in a discussion in a stream here on Kumu the other day, and you would have loved to have been in that stream. They were talking about toxic songs, and more so dirty macking songs. Here on Kumu, this one guy, shout out to Eno from Post Up Gang. He was like, "Hey," they're like, "Ron, you got to hear Eno's song." I was like, "All right, cool. Let me hear it." So when he played the song for me, it was a love song, right? Kind of an R&B love song, but the whole thing is there was a third party in that song, Joff, and the guy that was singing it, I guess it's revealed that he's the one that becomes the side dude, and he didn't even know it, but he was the side dude in the song. So we started talking about toxic guy songs. Of course, I brought up Joe. You know what I'm saying? I brought up people like Mario. You know what I'm saying? So I think you would have really liked that. Thing. I love to own physical copies of the music I love. I actively collect vinyl and CDs. Same here too. Nothing better than to have the actual physical album where you get to
Oh,
look at the
what kind
leading
of
notes.
CDs, Gregory? What kind of CDs?
Yeah, what kind of
Yes.
CDs? Yeah. So let us know what you're listening to as of late. I was gonna say you can go to Bandcamp. Go to Bandcamp and check out the new Buhai Cali album. I am on that album. If you like hip hop and all that stuff, you can go ahead and check that out. You can check it out first on Spotify. But yeah, I appreciate you guys if you guys happen to be music lovers and CD collectors too. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there we go. CDs nuts. Thank you so much, Gregory. I think the best person that said that, I think it might have been Snoop. Did what's his name get at you the other day? Who? These nine. I've always loved whenever Snoop would do that. And what's his name get at you the other day? You feel me? Pancakes is in the house. What's up, Pancakes? Our viewer here on Kumu. I appreciate you. Sa mga tao dyan na pinapanood kami dito sa Kumu, salamat na nandito kayo. I appreciate you guys. Pasensya na nag-i-English ako, nag-i-English lang ako kasi may mga tao sa mga ibang bansa na pinapa-view kami dito. So thank you guys out there. So y'all in Kumu land, we appreciate you guys. So yeah. Anything else that we might have? Anything else that came up these last couple days and stuff like that? Well, I did want to bring something up here. I don't know if you get. I don't think you guys might have checked it out, but I had to check it out. Last week was WrestleMania weekend, and it was probably the most WWE I ever watched in one day in like a long, long time. Night one was definitely awesome. I thought it was going to suck. I thought the first day of WrestleMania was not going to be good, and it was actually pretty fucking good. And the second night was okay. But what stole the show for me were two matches. One match I thought was going to be really bad. They ended up putting it as a main event on Saturday night. It was a Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens, and it was just a brawl. But the fact that this 50-year-old, Stone Cold's like 56, 57 years old. This guy put on a 20-minute fucking match, for being an old guy, being a brawler. You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool to see this.
Are we back in 2001? Holy crap!
That's what I'm saying, right? So it was kind of cool to see this guy. Although he did not take off his shirt. You know what I mean? It was just an old guy kicking ass, and it kind of reminded me of Terry Funk when you would see a 55 Terry, a Terry Funk kicking ass and stuff like that. The fact that he's doing, he didn't have to take suplex bumps outside. He's 50 something. He didn't need to do that, but I love that. Hey, Gregory is a wrestling fan here. Also, same. WrestleMania Night 1 was far better than I expected. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes was the best match of the whole 2 days. I do agree with that. In a close second, I will say the Jackass match. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville was super entertaining. I did not think that was going to be entertaining, but I enjoyed it. I love how Wee Man was in there, got his ass kicked. Party Boy, Joff's favorite, Party Boy was in there with the most nastiest. what do you call that? Thong booty shorts? What do you call that, Job? I don't know what they were. The shit was ridiculous. So that party boy was there. He's like, yeah. I have not seen Jackass yet. I do want to watch that. Have not seen it yet. Um, but yeah. Other than that, I really enjoyed that. But it also made me feel really old. Like, damn, dude, it's gonna be like WrestleMania 50 soon. Or it's gonna be, we're getting up there to where it's like, fuck, dude, it's like 38, 39, I think is next year. So yeah, and I was gonna say Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes was the match. What, in my opinion, also was the best match of the entire thing. Kind of awesome to see somebody that was so belittled and held in such low regard work their ass off for 6 years and to come back, get a bigger paycheck, get a bigger standing in the company. We've talked about AEW here plenty of times and how much we're more AEW guys more than WWE guys and the stuff that we watch. But it was kind of cool to see that stuff going on. A lot of people were also talking about the Pat McAfee match, also. Logan Paul too. Is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? Logan Paul, right? Logan.
I was getting confused.
He made news by coming out with the Pokemon card that's worth fucking like $6 million. You know what I'm saying? Kind of crazy, but he was actually good. Same with Pat McAfee, entertaining match. A lot of people were also talking about Vince McMahon botching the Stone Cold Stunner, which was hilarious. That was like the funniest botch ever. You know what I mean? Very cool. Gregory here saying, I used to watch WWE heavily like 10 years back. Since then, I only watch WrestleManias every year. Same here with me. I don't watch it too much nowadays. Do you think Cody Rhodes should dethrone Roman Reigns? In a perfect world, it should be him, but I kind of get the feeling they'll probably give that to who? Like Drew McIntyre, right? They'll probably give it to that guy before they give it to Cody. His comments also, I think Logan Paul was amazing in the ring for his first match. He checked all the boxes for wrestling performance. Hate against him is unwarranted. Not a lot of people like Logan Paul, though. A very
as a person, yeah.
As a person, yes, as a person. A lot of people don't really vibe with the guy, but as far as what he did in the ring, I think he did an excellent job. It's weird, Joffrey, when all of a sudden, I think WWE has always took celebrities and try to make wrestlers out of them. Last year, Bad Bunny, right? Who's big in the Latino music scene. Just really impressed the people backstage with him, doing this stuff. So it made me watch back old WrestleManias. Actually, last night I watched like WrestleMania. I think maybe 5 through like 12 yesterday. I just had it running. It was like almost binge watching, while I was taking care of my kid. And to see the level of celebrities back then, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Jay, he was part of WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Pamela Anderson. God, who is it? Pamela Anderson. Who's the other blonde chick?
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy. People that not really around anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird how they would have these celebrities come in and have that stuff. I believe this is hate against him is unwarranted. To give you context, when I was actively watching WWE, Cody Rhodes was still doing the dashing gimmick, which he did amazingly. One of my favorite gimmicks. I love dashing Cody. That's the one with the mustache, right? And the paper bags, right?
Yeah.
I love that version of Cody Rhodes as well too. Logan Paul might be hard to like initially, but over the last 2-3, he has improved a lot on a personal level. It's good to see someone improve. Hey, if they happen to better themselves, even though we may not, fuck with them heavy like that, anybody that's trying to better themselves, we're all for. You know what I'm saying? We're all for. So, yeah. All right. So, hi to Arvin. Hi to my Chico. Kumusta? I hope you guys are doing well. Again, thank you guys for watching us on Kumu. Salamat na nandito kayo. Pasensya na nag-English kami. There's people watching us from all over the world. So we appreciate you guys na nandito kayo. Let us know in the comments what you guys are up to and stuff, and we'll go ahead and throw those up. Especially you guys there that happen to be watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Gregory saying, I hope they don't screw up Cody's WWE return to show how WWE talent overpowers. That's what they usually do, though, right?
That's their
Um,
MO.
it's their mo. You know, sometimes they'll they'll shit on the work that you've done. You know, they'll literally shit on the work that you've done. You know, just to be petty about it. You know, Vince is one of the biggest, pettiest people out there. So yeah,
Let me
go
say
ahead.
this. Let me say this. If they can do it to Sting, they can do it to anybody they want to. So
Facts.
that's what I'm saying.
And I was going to say, I really like what they've done with Sting in AEW. Granted, the guy's fucking almost 70 something years old, but the fact that he's able to put the talent over, the fact that he gives a younger person the rub to get better and all that stuff. Hey, that's, just like William Regal. William Regal doesn't need to be in the ring, but the fact that he's over there to give the rub to other people, to show respect to the the thing that paid him so well, pretty awesome. I was gonna say we don't really do recos too much nowadays, but I just listened to the Stone Cold podcast with William Regal last night. A very very entertaining podcast. My favorite part of it was them talking about music and how they're big like heavy metal fans and stuff like that. So to hear William Regal talking about, oh, I went to go see Whitesnake, I went to go see Slayer, and then switch and be like, oh, I went to go see the Pet Shop Boys last year. Like what? And all of a sudden Stone Cold's like, oh, West End Girls, that's a great song. It's like, what? Stone Cold over here liking West End Girls? I like it. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and check that out. Um, uh, how WWE talent overpowers AEW. They did this even in TNA, in my opinion. Only AJ Styles among all the TNA talent signed with a successful WWE run. I agree with that too. Jason for years before I jumped on the AJ train was telling me that AJ Styles was like one of the best wrestlers ever. I didn't start watching AJ Styles until he actually left the company, went to Japan, did the whole Bullet Club run out there. Probably my favorite AJ Styles version of AJ Styles was a Bullet Club AJ Styles. So yeah, man, it's also great that we able to meet another wrestling fan here. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Arvin. Thank you guys for joining us here on Kumu. Kumusta guys? Nerd out lang kami. Talking about everything under the sun, whether it's Star Wars, wrestling, music, food. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys. We'll go ahead and comment, guys, to you guys down there below on Kumu or everywhere else if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys. Again, we appreciate you guys. I was gonna say we're almost done though. I was gonna say let's get into. I know we didn't talk about recos real quick, but does anybody have any recos to kind of close out the show?
Dude,
Uh,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Joff.
Yeah, I was just to say, uh, Rampage, the John Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta match.
Is that a match to watch? Thank you so much, Greg. We appreciate you, dog. Thank you so much.
Dude, there's an image. Somebody captured a photo of fucking blood spurting out of fucking Yuta's head, dog. It's fucking nasty. Because that match, like, dude, he was bloody as fuck. But this one,
You mean like
it's
literally squirt,
like
squirting?
spurting like a fucking fountain. Like,
Ugh.
ooh. He lost a lot of blood, but it was a sick ass match because the story is sick. That whole storyline. So, like, fucking people, like, dude, that's how they make new stars, dog. It's fucking insane. It's like, man, they,
Getting the rub, right? From Mox.
Is he still trying to get in?
oh, dude, the week that he had, that like, yeah, dude, they made a new star, dude. It's like it's fucking cool to see how they make new stars.
Okay, I gotta catch up then. I gotta catch up because I haven't watched in like maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, because that group that they had is like Danielson, Moxley, and Regal. It's like the Blackpool fucking Combat Club. Yeah, it's fucking sick. So
Is that
it's
your
simple.
reco?
Yeah, it's a simple story. It's
Okay,
nothing
cool.
complicated. Where like fucking how WWE does, like, oh, it's fucking somebody ran him over or whatever. It's like, nah, it's, like, it's fucking.
By the way,
Rikishi.
they kidnapped Rick Steiner, right? That's
Yeah.
their storyline that's going on.
On
Right?
NXT. On NXT, they kidnapped Rick Steiner.
It's so simple. It's just
That's
like,
such
you
an
know,
attitude era thing to do, right? Like, oh, let's kidnap this old dude. Like, that's kind of weird.
it's like, this one dude try to prove he belongs with the big boys, and the big boys fucking beat him down all the time until he fucking proves that he's worthy and shit.
Mm.
So it's like simple. It's like, all right, that's no, all you want to see is a good match and somebody get their ass beat, and fucking people got behind him because he was getting his ass like every week. Some fucking either Brian Danielson beating his ass or Moxley's beating his ass, and like people got behind him. It's like, damn, that's so simple. No kidnapping, no fucking nobody got run over,
Damn.
whatever.
Damn.
It's funny too. The Jericho fucking like the sports
Appreciation.
entertainer
Yeah.
fucking shit. It's fucking hilarious. Fucking Jericho's a fucking genius. I can't even. I just laugh. I can't even boo because I'm laughing so hard. It's like this guy is a fucking genius. So,
Well, he is a sports entertainer for sure, right?
they did they copied, like, it's an old WWE promo in the beginning of their videos, like WWE, the premier force in sports
Yeah, sports
entertainment.
entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old 80s like or 90s, early 90s like a tag on in front of their videos. He started saying that. It's like, oh shit, that's the man. But yeah, AEW, dude, that's it. That one match. If you're squeamish, like,
Don't watch it.
no, because it's like for real Crimson Mask. Like,
Oh, nice.
all you could see is
Bleeding
the
like
white.
a stuck pig, right?
All you can see is the white in his eyes. It pops out like in the camera. So on camera, it's just like you see it's red and then the white in his eyes. That's it. It's fucking damn. That motherfucker is bleeding.
Awesome. Jay, any recommendations for this episode?
Let's see. I don't know if this would be a recommendation, but yeah, if you got Netflix and you're with your significant other, watch season 2 of Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Okay.
I think Girlie was watching it. I was on my computer and she was watching it. All I saw is somebody's getting eaten out and shit. Like,
I'd rather watch porn than if someone's getting eaten out.
I know. I was
No,
like,
we're
man,
not-
I could just watch porn. Why would I watch this?
Because it actually has a
Word,
story.
word,
Who
word
cares
is
about
that
the story?
season 2 is
Yeah.
not as good as season 1, apparently.
Nah, season 1's. I guess season 1's pretty good. I'm just saying.
Much more steamy, apparently, season 1.
Yeah, much more choice. You know, A lot more choices too. Porn. Not just that shit.
That's all I got.
Just that? Okay, gotcha.
Edgerton. Okay.
Ninja, what about you? Any recommendations for the Hub 408?
Yeah. Oh, there goes that thumping again. I hear it again. Yeah, I don't know what that noise is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you guys? Is it still going?
No,
No, it just stopped. It just stopped.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's me. Sorry.
All right. I will recommend. I watched this last weekend. Nobody. It's the Bob Odenkirk movie where he's like a former like wet work type person, like a John Wick person, but he has like a family now, and he basically retired and basically gets pulled back into life. It's good. It's on HBO.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, it's on HBO.
I saw it. I was like, oh, this is on now.
It's honestly pretty funny. I mean, it's Bob Odenkirk, so there's a little bit of comedy to it, but it's very much like it's very dry humor. But yeah, it's pretty good. I was laughing most of the time that I was watching it. The action is pretty fun. He plays a very like mopey dude, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's kind of like, I need to basically be me. So I really like it. It's really good. I like at one point he's just like I overcorrected. Yeah, because he basically became like a cuck.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, not
cuckold?
literally.
Oh.
Not literally.
Too many cucks nowadays, dude. Fucking
Well,
A.
he went beta. He went super beta. Basically, is what happens, and then he has to basically become his alpha self again. So yeah, it's actually a really good movie. I recommend that one. And I actually started watching the new Halo TV show.
How is that?
I actually enjoy it. I think it's fine. It's pretty cool. I mean,
It's on Paramount Plus, though, huh?
It's
Right?
on
Is that a
Paramount Plus. Yeah. I'm fairly familiar with the games and the lore, obviously. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't like the show, yada yada," but I'm not that invested in Halo lore and Halo story, and whether or not he takes his helmet off or not, I don't really give a shit.
Apparently, that was a problem.
That was a huge problem. Yeah.
Fans had like, "Oh, he took off his. He never would take off his."
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I honestly don't give a shit. I could not give any more of a shit of that. It really doesn't matter to me. But honestly, the story is pretty fun. It's good. Production values are actually not that bad for a TV show set in space. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I watched 2 episodes. I like it so far. It's pretty interesting, I think. So, yeah, I recommend that as well. The Halo TV show. That's on Paramount Plus and Nobody on HBO Max or HBO.
I was gonna say the lead there, in the Halo movie. That's one of the gentlemen that's being attached to being possibly the new Wolverine in the MCU.
I don't know. He's kind of big though, dude. Like he was big in what's it called, American Gods, because he's in that show as well. And that dude is pretty big. It's like Pablo Schreiber or something like that.
Yeah, which is funny. That's what's his name's brother too. It's Liev Schreiber's
Liev Schreiber. Oh, is it
brother?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, your brother played Sabretooth.
Yeah. He makes more sense as a Sabretooth also. Like Pablo Schreiber should be more of a Sabretooth than a Wolverine. It doesn't make any sense for him. He's way too gigantic, I feel.
Go ahead, Joff. What's up?
It's fucking every time Liev Schreiber and Sabretooth, and I think of you fucking talking to James. You could just walk away.
You could just walk away. Jimmy! Yeah, and that became my nickname for James. I would just call him, out of love and stuff like that. I would call him Jimmy.
You could just walk away.
Jimmy. Well, what's his name? What's his name from the Black Eyed Peas looks on in disgust.
Will I am.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
forgot he was in that movie.
dude, yeah, I forget what mutant he was. I forget what the mutant he was. Yeah, he was there.
Uh,
Yeah, what
he,
mutant that was.
he was kind of
Yeah.
like
He
Nightcrawler.
teleported,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he was a porter, right? Teleported. Yeah. My recommendation is Black Ass Fuckers #4, Joff.
Oh man, I just watched scenes. I don't.
Yeah,
It's like an hour.
that's my
Or 2
recommendation, guys.
hours.
Black Ass Fuckers #4 with Jada Fire.
Oh, I don't like Jada Fire, bro.
I don't know. Heather Hunter. I don't know.
I don't like Jada Fire, man.
I just want to be on a platform where I can say that. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this is a Hub 408. My name is Ron Sara. That's Jay Jericho. Dirt McGirt in the building. Ninja Iceberg. One more thing I wanted to plug before we get out of here. May 7th, out there in Los Angeles at the One Down Studios. We are celebrating our Elite X anniversary 2-year show. We got Garth Garcia performing live in the building, along with Kin Pare, myself, Otto Wen, Buhai Cali, and all that. So that's all ages, free admission. You know, we're not charging for the show. So if you guys want to come by and come down and what do you call it? Celebrate Filipino music. You know what I mean? Got to have each other's backs, right? Got to have each other's backs. So when it comes to putting this stuff down for the Elite X, I'm so happy that we got this show that's going to be coming up. So that's going to be May 7th, and there's no tickets, but you can show up there. Other than that, my name is Ron Sara. That's Jay Jericho, Dirt McGirt, Ninja Iceberg. We are the Hub 408. Thank you so much to people like Gregory Buttocks. You know what I'm saying? Who I don't know if he's really from. I don't know if he's really from.
Slovakia.
Where did he say? Sokovia? Where is he at? Sokovia? Is that where he's from? Latvia, I think. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone else that came in the building. Shout out to our Elite X folks that came in, like this guy RJ, Brooke Reviews. You know what I mean? We appreciate them so much. I believe one of the Elite X's own, Liana Anselmo, too. She was in the building too, and she gave that comment that this is her favorite sausage pack right here. I think more likely, I think her favorite sausage out of the bunch has to be Joffrey, though. You know what I mean? So again, shout out to her. Shout out to everybody else. And we are your favorite sausage pack. Again, my name is Ron Sara. That's Jay Jericho, Jopsimus Prime, and Ninja Iceberg. Any last words to the people out there, guys? Stay safe. Watch out because they're, how do you say it? They're robbing fools. They're striking fools. So just be aware of your presence, you know, where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get stabbed, you know, with a rusty screwdriver or a syringe from a homeless bum or something like that. You know, it's these homeless bums, Joff. They like to attack. You know what I mean? Homeless bums. I know it's not correct to say homeless bums, but these homeless bums. It's not correct to say that, you know what I mean? But we are not correct. You know what I'm saying?
They're attacking. You know, they count 1, 2, 3. That's when you know they're going to attack.
You say it out loud too. One, 2, and you're like, oh shit.
They'll do it like Will Ferrell, so like 1, 2, 3, attack, and then jump on your back.
Yes, there you go. Shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for hanging out with us again. This is Hub 408. We'll be back next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, let me end the stream.